Teresa, we're still watching these protesters here on the bridge here at Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge, just west of downtown. You can see some of these people almost forming a human chain. These are organizers of the event who are pushing back some of the protesters off of the street, it appears, away from this line that police have set up here on the edge of the bridge to prevent some of those protesters from crossing over the bridge. This is all happening as we see more DPD officers arriving and staging on this bridge. You can see we're slowly starting to push protesters back again. And this is what we have seen happen a couple of times now through this protest as we've continued to watch it over the last couple of hours or so as this is all unfolded. We're going to walk with them a little bit here so you can see what we're seeing here as some of the organizers of this protest in those fluorescent vests are clearing their fellow protesters out of the street. That's something that DPD, I'm sure, wants them to do, because DPD does not want people in the street blocking traffic here. You can see DPD officers with their riot shields. Some have batons out, some have helmets on as well, as they kind of forge this line here, and still more arriving kind of behind us on the right. This whole line of police cars that you can see stretching just down Beckley over this direction as we see more arriving here as protesters continue to be in the street here. This is something that we saw happen twice now, I've mentioned. We saw protesters in the street kind of blocking the intersection. That's when DPD came through and began to move some of them out of this area and be able to down Singleton towards the Trinity Groves area for folks who are aware of that area, and then marched back. And that's where we saw them line up against this line of police with riot shields. As you can see from where we are right here, you can tell that we have protesters have signs, they have flags as well. They're chanting as this all unfolds, and this is what we've seen the last few hours in terms of the signs and the chants. The moving in the street, that's new in the last, I'd say 45 minutes or an hour now, that we've seen the protesters move from the little plaza next to the end of the west end of the pedestrian bridge parallel to Margaret Hunt Hill to where they are right here. There are DPD officers. I'm not sure if you guys still have that aerial view from the helicopter, but there are DPD officers and Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge, it appears from my vantage point here, blocking off this bridge so protesters cannot go out over it. And from what we see right now, look, I mean, just since we've been talking to you, you can see the protesters have moved back onto the sidewalk as some of those organizers form this human chain to get them back on the sidewalk as this happens, as this protest kind of continues. How long they'll be able to hold that human chain, I don't know. I was surprised to see it work so effectively as they did. The organizers here have been saying stay out of the streets, do not throw things at police officers, which we have seen a couple of people throw water bottles at police officers, or what appear to be water bottles at police officers as well. But now we've kind of reached yet again a kind of detente here as the police are not moving forward. Protesters are for the most part out of the streets, and we're waiting to see what may happen next. And we'll be here to watch it and bring you updates as we have them. But for now, I'll go ahead, if it's okay, send them back to you in the studio, Teresa.